Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale with a very special guest. Today I have on possibly the best Hog Cycle player inside the entire world. It is Hedi, and Hedi is top 200 on ladder right now using a level 9 Fireball and a level 10 Hog Rider. Now, some of you might not realize how impressive that is, but when you're going against all max epics, legendaries, rares, and commons at the top of ladder, this is a feat that definitely deserves recognition. So today, you guys know how to play Hog Cycle. This is going to be the version with archers and cannon as opposed to musketeer and tornado, the classic 2.8 Hog Cycle. We're going to see how Hedi plays this deck. We're going to do some play-by-play in today's episode, and I had him share replays against a nice variety of archetypes. That way we can see how Hedi was able to use his skill in this deck to get as high as he did. And on Twitter, I gotta say, a lot of people have been recommending Hedi to me to bring him on the channel. So happy finally to have him on. So let's get right into it here. We're first facing off against a Golem beatdown deck, which really should be the advantage to the Hog Cycle player. Of course, level 10 Hog and level 9 Fireball. Definitely, I wouldn't say there's a huge advantage no matter what the case. Look at that elixir pump to level 9 Fireball. Yeah, it only barely gets half the HP off of it. So obviously, what Hedi's going to do here is try to keep the pressure up and try to stop the pushes. Well, we'll pay attention to how he handles and negotiates these big Golem beatdown pushes coming in the right lane. And here is one coming right now. So King of Iran 2 from Nova Iran is coming with the max Golem in the right lane. So let's see how Hedi deals with it. So King of Iran 2 is actually playing the rocket version of the Golem beatdown deck, definitely a really solid deck. You can see Hedi's going to start out with the archers way in the back so he can cycle back to them if needed. He's using the knight to block the baby dragon. He's using the bats to help chip away at the Golem along with the cannon. Look at that. By the time the Golem makes it to the cannon, it's already dead, and he's able to cycle back to those archers yet again. Uses the zap there, this time distracts that mini P.E.K.K.A with the Ice Spirit, giving him just enough time to cycle back to the knight in front of the princess tower, basically avoiding any damage to that right tower. Was that textbook defense or what, guys? Again, here comes the Fireball onto the pump. King of Iran 2 providing that Fireball value from Hedi, putting the pump in front of the King Tower. Hedi's going to go ahead and take advantage. He goes right into the incoming Golem and Mega Knight, gets another 2 hits. What do I say? Mega Knight every time. Mega Minion gets another 2 hits off that right tower. Here comes the mini P.E.K.K.A and the rocket, but the archers are just able to work with that knight to chip away at that mini P.E.K.K.A, and then finally the archers lock onto that Golem just as he arrives to the right tower, finishing off the job. So at this point, it's going to be somewhat 3 fireballs now have been thrown at that right tower. So kind of a little bit of Fireball cycle here. Perfect timing on those bats to avoid the baby dragon's fiery breath there. Again, the Golem does not even reach the tower, cycling back to the archers again, putting the archers to the right of the tower, making sure everything else goes to the left of the tower or towards the bridge, not providing too much value for a rocket. At this point, all we have to do is kind of defend here. The opponent forced to use the rocket there on defense. That was actually a pretty good defensive rocket. We need to get a little bit more chip damage here, so now we're going to go all out on this push, knowing that the opponent doesn't have rocket back in cycle. Here comes bats, archers, knight, Hog Rider gets 1 hit onto the tower. Bats finish off that mini P.E.K.K.A just barely here, so 20 seconds left in overtime. King of Iran 2 opts to use the rocket against the tower. A big mistake there. We're going to go all out here in the right lane. We're going to throw everything we have, zap on the table, and there it is, a loss because of that rocket. That probably should have been a tie. Very good job by Hedi. Wow. I gotta say, textbook defense there, as you guys saw throughout that replay. Now let's change things up a little bit. Let's go against a more difficult matchup. This matchup is going to be bridge spam, but we have both Ewiz and P.E.K.K.A in this deck that Hedi is going against. So let's see how he handles a deck that has 2 hard counters to his Hog Rider. It's going to come down to it this match. It's a really good one, guys, so pay attention. So here we go. Knight cycled back behind that tower, arriving just in time there for the Bandit and the Battle Ram, using a cannon to distract the Ram, and we're going to avoid taking any damage in that left lane with the Knight intercepting those Barbarians after they respond via the Ram. Here we go in from the right lane, switching sides here. Ewiz to stop the Hog Rider. At this point, Hedi's realizing this is going to be a very difficult, hard matchup for him. He's using the Ice Spirit to just buy a little bit of time, let the Archer finish off those Goblins in the right lane. So now we know we're going against, we haven't seen the P.E.K.K.A yet, but we know we're going against the Ewiz. So at this point, Hedi's going to make sure that he either lures out the Ewiz or that he goes into the Ewiz with a plan, meaning a Fireball, Bat, something like that. So here we go, a Knight, again, perfectly timed here to intercept that Bandit's dash. Bandit goes down, Hog Rider played, P.E.K.K.A played, same lane. Hog will get 1 hit off on that P.E.K.K.A, but in the meantime, Battle Ram looks like it's going to, oh no, it's not going to connect in the right lane. Perfectly timed cannon there, but now we got a P.E.K.K.A coming at us in the left lane. How is he going to be able to stop this? Well, first he uses the Zap to get rid of the bats. Then he used the Archer, still distracting that P.E.K.K.A, and then the Bandit is going to get a charge in, but look at those bats doing some serious work for Hedi defensively. He does take a little bit of damage to that left tower, but you couldn't ask for better defense, considering he did stop that Battle Ram in the right lane as well. So here we go again. It's going to be a Knight, let me guess, in the left lane to kind of block the Bandit or the charge coming in that left lane as well. So Knight is going to be answered by Ewiz in the same lane. That's going to be Fireball time, taking out that Ewiz, or excuse me, now taking out the Ewiz now that the Zap has been added to the equation. It's going to be Knight on P.E.K.K.A, excuse me, and he knows he's not going to have enough to stop a huge big push. He has to send the Hog in the opposite lane. Now remember, guys, he's going against max cards, and of course even the legendaries are max, and look at him just doing it, getting it done, I should say, with commons and rares at level 10 and 9. Crazy. Such ability here, such skill by Hedi. Another hit or 2, make that 2 hits, comboed with the Ice Spirit by the Hog on the right tower. Bandit is going to get a dash in on that left tower. Let's see how he defends this P.E.K.K.A push incoming. So we got a P.E.K.K.A in the right lane. We got a Battle Ram, Bandit, Goblins in the left lane using Fireball as Hedi. That Fireball should have done more work, but it's only level 9. Here comes the Knight doing a lot of work there on the that finishing off that push, I should say. Has no choice but to play the Archers right in the middle of the arena. Here comes Hog Rider, this time only 1 hit off that tower, but still chipping away off that right tower. 1406 with about 45 seconds left in this match here. So again, we're going to be ready for the Battle Ram, placing that cannon in the center there, so it will, no, excuse me, I stand corrected, does not distract that Battle Ram, needs to be 1 tile up more, almost loses that left tower. Ewiz is going to be able to target tower and the Knight there, but thankfully Knight intercepts that second Zap ability or ray or whatever it is. But look at this, guys, instead of using Zap, he uses Fireball, anticipating the Goblins, gets it down with the Zap at the last second in the Hog Rider. 19 hit points remaining on his left tower. That's how you beat a max counter deck by Hedi. What a good match to watch there. But guys, you might be asking yourself right now, what about balloons? What about an air matchup with this deck, seeing as you only really have archers? Well, guys, I have an answer for you. Let's see how Hedi handles, and remember, guys, this is all top 200 gameplay from ladder, so all these guys have really high 6,000 plus personal bests. So here comes the Hog Rider down the left lane. We're going to go ahead and get, what, 2 hits on? 1 hit on because of the Zap by Lady Valkyrie. So this time, how are we going to handle this deck? We don't know what he or she, excuse me, I guess, is playing right now, but here comes the Knight to intercept that Ice Golem. We're going to use the cannon to distract that balloon, then we're going to place the archers right smack dab in the middle of the arena. Fireball incoming, wait for the Fireball, then place the bats. Bats are going to take down that balloon before it can get a shot off on that right tower. Now Hedi knows every card in his opponent's deck, I think, or at least most of the cards. Going to go ahead and use Zap. You saw he was patient there with that Hog Rider push in the left lane, didn't combo it with the Ice Spirit, wanted to see what Lady Valkyrie was going to counter with in terms of, okay, she used bats. We're going to go ahead and use Zap. We can save the Ice Spirit for defense because we're going to need it for the balloon. So essentially, defensively for the balloon here, we have the Ice Spirit, we have the archers, we have the cannon, and the fireball. So that's all we have. So we want to make sure we're saving at least 2, preferably 3 of those cards in the cycle. Remember, this deck does cycle fast for that incoming balloon when it arrives. Against Lava Loon, you're going to do the same thing. This time against Lava Loon, though, you're going to want to make sure you use your archers first. That way you can cycle back to them after the opponent plays a direct damage spell against the archers. So here we go here. Knight perfectly placed in the center of the arena, mitigating any damage from the Mini P.E.K.K.A. or the Mega Minion. I got it right this time, guys. And now you can see we're pretty much neck and neck here. 21-45 on the right tower for Hedi, 21-79 on the left tower for Lady Valkyrie. Lady Valkyrie using a fireball there defensively, not a bad fireball, but the archer thankfully is going to get a couple hits on that Mega Minion, and then comes the Knight. So this is an interesting little side push here. It's going to force Lady Valkyrie to have to defend on the left so she can't support the balloon too much on the right. So here comes the Zap. I said we have did I mention bats that are a good weapon as well? I thought I did. Anyway, bats do a good job there taking down the balloon because Lady Valkyrie could not combo it with anything else because of the aggressive Hog Rider pushes in the left lane. The Hog is here going to get not 1, not 2, but 3 hits off on that left tower. That was a really good Hog push there to add insult to injury. The Knight is also going to get a hit off on that left tower. This is a really good job here by Hedi. Now he is going to ignore that miner, send in the predictive fireball. Here comes the Zap. Ooh, almost got a hit there with the Hog Rider. Sometimes it's crazy. You think the Hog is definitely going to get that swing in, and he does not. We can let this Mini P.E.K.K.A. go. Even if he was going to get 1 hit in, not that big of a deal. Here comes the balloon and the Mega Minion. We're going to distract them to the left with the cannon, and meanwhile, the Knight and the Hog finish off that left tower. Textbook play here by Hedi. What a great Hog player. I tell you guys, crazy stuff. So let's go ahead and do one more match, guys. This one's going to be against another deck that has a lot of air cards. It's the Minions and Minion Horde version of the Giant and Miner combo deck. Can be a really frustrating deck to go against. So let's see how Hedi handles this one. Again, probably going to be leaning very heavily on the cannon, the Zap Ice Spirit combo for Minions, along with the Fireball if necessary. Perfectly placed, a Musketeer there by Dudinimian Light. Ooh boy, Dudinimian Light. And here comes the Fireball. As we said, guys, Hedi's going to be using a lot of Fireball Zap combos against the supporting troops behind these Miner and these Giant pushes. Of course, when you're going against a Miner Giant player, these pushes can be somewhat relentless. As you can see there, adding in the Goblins after the fact is Light, the blue player, and he's going to go ahead and get a little bit of chip damage on that right tower as a consequence. So you always have to be ready for kind of the secondary push when you're going against a deck like this, whether it be Minions after the Giant dies, when you still have the Miner tanking, or even a Minion Horde. Okay, here he comes again, guys. This time another good Musketeer placement, making sure she can chip down that Hog in the left and then follow up the Giant in the right. That's what you want to do, guys, if you're playing a beatdown deck with Musketeer. So here we go, another perfectly placed cannon, a predictive fireball there by Light. However, the Giant still going to take, excuse me, 1 hit to finish off that cannon, and he doesn't even get a hit off the tower there that time. The only damage coming from the fireball. So this time, Archer's getting a little bit of chip damage, but nothing of consequence in the right lane. On the counter push, we're going to save our elixir and focus on offense in the left lane. Here it comes, a solo Hog Rider. He's still going to get 1 hit even off those Goblins. So at this point, left tower 1448 to 2100. Here comes another big push. Let's see how he handles it. He's going to cycle the Knight way in the back here. Then he's going to cycle the archers way in the back here. Is the Light going to use the fireball? Yes, he is. So he draws out the fireball. Now he's going to go in the left lane. He combos it with the Ice Spirit to be ready for those minions. He gets 2 hits again off that left tower. Left tower down to 750. Right tower down to 1767 on defense. And look at that. Not not able to support. Oh, here it comes. It's going to be 2 musketeers against a knight, kind of blocking the way there, and bats played on the musketeer. Giant is going to go down again before he gets a hit off on the tower, forcing again the fireball out of the opponent with the archers placed next to the tower. A very good ice spear again here. 2 hits off that left tower. He's not going super hard, but he's going hard every single time the opponent drops the giant. He's going to be ready with that hog or a hog ice spirit. Not a ton of elixir devoted on the counter push, but just enough to mitigate the support troops on the opponent's push, and at the same time to do enough chip damage to get it into fireball range at the end of the match. So guys, what do you say? Is Hedi the best Hog Cycle player you've ever seen? Again, considering card level, I've never seen anybody up that high, consistently beating level 8 epics, level 5 legendaries, like it was nothing. Wow, really, really good player. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Huge shout out to Hedi for coming on the channel. Make sure you check out both of their information in the description below. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.